So it all started with this image right here. This is the image that has been circulating online and showing a lot of people the cross references in the Bible. With this image, a lot of people have sparked interest and may have went out to search for answers and to see where this is true. I would like to introduce to you Gospel Companion, a completely free online Bible study tool ready for you guys to use. Once you enter the site, you're going to notice that there's two different paths that you can take. There's a path that takes you to the download of the application. So there's a mobile app ready for users to download directly onto the iOS App Store. And if you want to be on the Android version, there is a way that you can do that by helping me sign up to test the beta. I do need beta testers. But to move forward, once you get into the site, you do have the option for the mobile app, which will have the 170 plus complete versions and so on. But if you want to enter into the site to use it as a study tool, there's a ton of different options that you can go through. We're going to go to the first one, which is the woven word. So this here was inspired by that image that we saw at the beginning of the intro of the video. So once we click into the woven word, you'll see this is an interactive weave here that allows you to see all the different interactions in the Bible from book to book. If I hover over, let's say Daniel, you can see that there are over 9,281 connections. If I click into it, you can go over here onto the right hand side and see all those connections to get a deeper understanding of how they connect, or where they connect, or what that looks like. You'll get a little nice animation here to show you what book to book, and it'll again explain that further on the right hand side. Another cool thing that this does is it allows you to toggle versions. So these are the free versions that we have available right now. So if I wanted to switch over to the WEB version and say I go over to the Psalms, I can click into that and see where these verses are correlated. This is a very, very cool study tool, very interactive, and it can give you that visually pleasing look to help you in your studies. So going back to the homepage, we can go to the Apologetics Corner. For myself, I've been getting a lot more into apologetics within the past year or so, maybe 2 years, and it sparked the idea to build this along with that awesome tool. So let's go ahead and enter inside of here. Once you go inside the Apologetics Corner, you can go into the woven word, and we also have the prophecy loom. Let's start with the prophecy loom. So hitting enter the loom, you'll be able to see over 54 threads that link some prophecies that Jesus fulfilled throughout Scripture. And if we go ahead and click into one, we can see on the right hand side what the prophecy was, about how long ago it was, and then also where it is fulfilled in Scripture. So this is another awesome study tool for people to use to study in their faith and to learn more about the history of the prophecies that were fulfilled. Moving forward, we have all the examinations over here from the Bible to different religions and different aspects or different outlooks of the Bible. For instance, if we wanted to go over to, let's say, the Quran and the Bible, we can click here. We can see arguments that are brought up about the Bible and the Quran, and we can cross-reference from their sources, the Bible, and be able to see where the argument lies. For instance, if I clicked on did Jesus die on the cross? In the surahs, it says here that he did not. This is a reference to their books. And then if we go down, we can see the different verses that correlate in the Bible that talks about the crucifixion. So if we scroll down, we have the verdict, and then we also have additional sources down here to help back up the argument. If we head back to the home page, we can go to the Bible tab. In the Bible tab, you'll see all the different books organized in categories. So let's go ahead and take a look at John, and we'll go to chapter 1. So in John 1, we can see everything listed out right here in a linear view. If we wanted the chapter view, we can do so for versions that support it. Or paragraph view, excuse me. So if I click paragraph view, we can go ahead and see it listed out in paragraph view. Now you can notice these little shields that are next to certain verses. When I click on the shield, you'll be able to see the different connections that are made to that verse within the Bible and within different arguments in the Apologetics Corner. If we scroll down, we can also see the cross references of this verse to other verses in the Bible. Also, we have the Greek tab. So if I click into the Greek tab, you can see each of the words here in the Greek, and then you can click on it to get an understanding of what it is. If we go back to the books, we can go ahead and go to a book in the Old Testament. If I click onto a verse here, we can see the Hebrew, because this was in Hebrew. So we have that as well for you guys to study. One of the reasons why I made it like this is because a lot of the tools that I found are covered in ads, or it's very bloated and can be distracting. So I wanted to make this in a very simple, easy to use, and visually pleasing way for everybody who uses it. One last feature I would like to show is that if you type in verses here, if you see the verses here, you can organize them and list them out with separating them by a semicolon. When you put the semicolon and type out the next verse, it'll list the verse, and it'll also show the connections that it has within the platform. And you can toggle those off and on right over here. If this is something that interests you, go ahead and go to gospelcompanion.app, check it out for yourself, sign up to view all the content, and let me know what you think. I really would like to hear some feedback to see what people think about the site, about the content that's on the site, and everything like that. All the sources are there, so if you would like to take a look at the sources yourself, you can do so. Also, if you'd like to support, you can hit the support button up top to support the development, support the upkeep, and all of that good stuff. I appreciate you guys watching, and I look forward to your feedback. Peace.